How do you feel about Sam Houston's recruiting class? Are you studying every name? Do these names excite you? Are you ready to move forward with the off season? Are you charging and more excited, or are you charging just a little more timidly? Or are you walking through a daily little field? You know, I remember I saw these videos about these men. I saw men that were frolicking. So are you charging through a brick wall like the juggernaut for Sam Houston after seeing the recruiting class? Or are you one of these people frolicking? We're talking about it tonight. Get in here, have a take, and don't suck. It's the Bearkat Bite podcast, and we are live. Let me tell you something. I'm Lane Fobbs. I'm your host. I'm your reporter. I have many hats here at Bearkat Bites. We get a lot of information in, and we try to give it to you. First off, I want to talk to you about some of the sweaters. I talked to you all yesterday. Some of you all in the know. There are Sam Houston sweaters, and those links are in the description. Those links are in the description. Just go. I'm not going to say too much, but go and check those out. Go and check those out. The links are in the description. They should be. And if not, then check them out on the playback. The links are in the description if you want to see those Sam Houston pullovers. You know, I love a good pullover, as you can tell, you know. So there's some of those for you. Now, we don't cover basketball too much here. About 99.9% of what we do is Sam Houston football, but basketball team's doing pretty good. So that's good. That's good. But we're here to talk about the Sam Houston recruiting class. We're here to talk about the Sam Houston recruiting class. How much hope do you place in that? How much hope do you place in the Sam Houston recruiting class? Now, there are outlets. There's the March to the Pod. There's Sam Houston Sports Talk. There's Colton Foster. Locally, they're in Huntsville. You know, they will take you through every name. Some can take you through the different videos of them and things. I choose to focus more on whole concepts. Now, is what they're doing wrong? No, that's not what that is. I'm saying that if you're looking for a detailed breakdown of each one, you can go and hear that. You can go hate on Corey Hogue. You can go hate on my man Corey. You can go be a hater. Those of you that, if you know, you know. Some of y'all can go be a hater of what he says there. Or you can come here and be a hater of the whole concepts that I say here. Now, you know, there's, and that's what's good about a coverage of a team. You want to have different types of coverage if you want it to be legitimate. So each of us are contributing in our own special way. I see the whole concepts. I want to talk to you about what this means going forward. What type of players they recruited going forward. What does it mean, right? Let's see. So I want to talk to you about that. So how excited are you? How much hope do you place in it? I think what the Sam Houston recruiting class, I think what it means to me is a lot of defensive back heavy. So surprise, Freddie Autry-Lindsay, the defensive coordinator, he's a defensive back. So it's going to be a lot of those guys. And you've also got a little secret weapon there. Devontae Edwards, the safeties coach. Now, there were people questioning how did Sam Houston end up with Cato June. I'll talk about one player as an example who was the first commit. Devontae Edwards is an NFL guy. He's intercepted Brett Favre. He was a good safety for a time. So he's made a lot of inroads with NFL players. I'm sure he's crossed paths with Cato June and his son. Yeah, happens to be in need of a coach, and that coach, that Cato June Sr., played for the Colts, Super Bowl 41 champion. That guy happens to be maybe friends with Devontae Edwards, the safeties coach for Sam Houston. So that's kind of where I think that comes from. So that's where I think that comes from. So that's what I'm thinking. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? So some of you all, however, are not happy that some of you all are not happy that there are not a few more offensive linemen. Some of you all are not happy that there are not a ton of larger players, like defensive linemen and things. Let me give you the stark reality. Those guys cost money. Those guys cost money. You know what I mean? Those guys cost money. And Sam Houston doesn't really have the money for the defensive lineman. There's a guy, Steve Logan, who was the coach at East Carolina for a time. And he would always say that the toughest thing to recruit was defensive linemen that could pass, that could just get into school. And, he had a radio show on like Saturday mornings. He would just keep it real. He always said, he's like, man, when I get to heaven, I'm going to ask God, why didn't you make more of those defensive linemen? They're so hard to get, that are skilled and all of that. Those Aaron Donald level type guys, they're tough to get. You know what I mean? So Sam Houston, their idea is going to be, hey, we've got inroads with a lot of guys that play defensive back, so we're going to make that happen. We've got a lot of defensive backs, so we're going to make that happen. So that's what I think. What do you think about what Sam Houston has done? What do you think about what Sam Houston has done with this recruiting class? That's kind of what I see. Now, the question now is there's a lot of 3-star guys. There's a lot of potential talent there. How's it going to get coached up? So this kind of tells me that a lot of you all, some of you, not a lot, I don't want to say, well, don't say many people. I don't know if I want to say many people, but there's always that early crowd that wants to fire the defensive coordinator. I would say that that's not happening this year. Let's see if these guys that have been brought in can be coached up. They had a late recruit. It's a white guy corner. Philadelphia Eagles, stand up. There's another one. So there's that. And he signed with Sam Houston, and it seems like he's a dog, DAWG. So you need that. Can you focus that dog energy? Can they focus it? So let's see if they can. There's interesting names that are a part of this. So that's fun. That's fun to see. Let's see. Maybe Matoyer out. Maybe Matoyer is no longer a part of the Sam Houston roster. He's transferred out. Sam Houston will need a quarterback. Yeah, he'll be remembered for I guess throwing the pick 6 beyond the line of scrimmage. I guess he'll be remembered for that the most, which that's unfortunate. He was an interesting name at quarterback. A lot of people thought he should have started when the season began, but it'd be like that sometimes. Looks like Landon Locke is going to be handed the keys to the kingdom. Looks like old Landon Locke is going to be handed the keys to the kingdom. So I wonder, what that's going to look like. I don't know. I can't remember his name. I was talking with some sources. Can't remember the kid's name out of Galveston Ball. There was a receiver that was recruited last year. Sources are saying that he's being moved to tight end. So they're gonna just try to have more guys get open. Just more of these skilled guys. Can they see the field? Can they improve and learn the system and see the field and be more open targets for maybe Matoyer behind what they hope is a decent offensive line, because Rhett Larson is transferred out. He's no longer there either, right? So Luke Eckert, Rhett Larson, James Dawn, those 3 guys are gone. This is going to be a completely overhaul, new look. These are now the guys who were not there last year. I mean, yeah, well, when do we really start the 2026 college football season? When I mean, who weren't here when they won the bowl game. We'll have to talk about it a certain way. When were they here? When were those guys? They those guys that won, they're there for the bowl game. Most of them, I think pretty much all of them are gone. I would have to do an assessment, but I think all of those guys are gone. The ones that were on the roster for that stuff, as far as the offensive line is concerned. So it's like, man, oh man. But Quavis Humphreys has been given a richer year. Looks like he'll be back. He can be one of those culture guys that can, kind of guide the players and understand he can kind of be a guy that remembers what it looks like, what it's supposed to look like, and I'd love to ask him about that. So there are a couple of things. There are a couple of things about the Sam Houston start to the offseason. Every other Conference USA team that's not Kennesaw State and Jacksonville State, that's kind of how their off seasons are going right now. I know New Mexico State. I know they had a couple of transfers out, couple of transfer outs, or they had a couple of guys transfer out. There we go. It's really hard to say to say it quickly in this new era of college football. Lots of tongue twisters, right? Because everything has to have a name. Every committee has to have a lot of words and stuff and acronyms and all that stuff. So that's what's happening with college football today. Around with Sam Houston. We have January 2nd, I believe, is the transfer window when it opens. It's something crazy. I'm gonna have to relook at the timeline. We'll do a recap of the season. I'll post that next week, and then we'll talk about what to look ahead for. So it's already starting. The season goes like that. It seems like just in the blink of an eye, we were talking about Sam Houston in Kentucky, week 0 in August. And here we are, cold December. Memories made in the coldest winters, Kanye West said. But anyway, guys, you all be safe. Take care. We'll see you. Enjoy some of this college football weekend stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. It is the championship weekend. Lots of Sam Houston adjacent teams. Caleb Weaver is he has a chance with Duke to win an ACC title and miss the playoff. But we'll see what happens with that. Tulane is playing, the team that beat Caleb Bailey. They're playing against North Texas with all those former Sam Houston Bearkats. Lots of Sam Houston adjacent stuff happening in this championship weekend, happening during this championship weekend. So there's that. But you guys take care. We'll see you all. All college football is good college football. Take care. We'll see you. Be safe.